Hi, I'm Stephanie Talon.
And I'm Zach Jacobs.
Welcome to week 4 of our General Assembly updates. I want to start off by thanking everyone who responded to the action alert that went out this week for Senate Bill 1129 by Senator Emmett Hanger. This was related to mandatory farm practices. We've talked about this bill quite a bit throughout session and even before session is one of our pre-session critical issues. Originally, the bill would have delayed the mandatory implementation of certain conservation practices until July 2030. Again, thanks to our folks who responded to the action alerts, the bill did pass the Senate Agriculture Committee on a 12-0-2 vote, 2 meeting, 2 abstentions. However, there were some changes made to the bill throughout the process as part of compromises in order to keep the bill moving forward. We'll go over all of those in detail in our weekly email update, but I do want to mention that as far as the date goes, as the bill currently stands, it would delay the mandatory implementation of those conservation practices, stream exclusion and nutrient management plans for farmers in the Chesapeake Bay watershed until 2028 as opposed to 2030, and then every calendar year that the Agricultural Best Management Practices Program and technical assistance are not fully funded would delay that implementation, that mandatory implementation, another year even further, keeping up with that full funding. So again, but a great victory for Farm Bureau there as far as our action alert goes, and we really appreciate everyone who reached out to their legislators asking for their support. Flipping around to the other side, Zach, we've had a couple of issues that we really haven't talked about a lot this year that have been big issues in the past, and so I wanted to get an update from you on where we are with some of those, the first being broadband.
Yeah, so we've got 2 bills that we've been working on a lot with electric cooperatives and some other broadband initiatives. And so Senate Bill 1029 and House Bill 1752 by Senator Stanley and Delegate Head would streamline the process for that broadband service providers have to do in order to cross over railroads when laying out fiber. So this is going to offer up a smoother transition for that process to happen, so that way we can get some broadband out to some of the corners that are underserved here more efficiently.
Great. Another topic we talked about a lot in previous years, industrial hemp. What's going on there?
Yeah, so this week has been a lot of discussion around the hemp sector, and so Delegate Tony Wilt is carrying House Bill 2265 that would increase the maximum THC concentration that is in industrial hemp from the current 0.3% to 1%. Now, while we have policy on that supports that, and we spoke in favor of the bill, unfortunately, it failed to report out of the committee. And as we're looking at industrial hemp in general, we really have to rely a lot on the federal government to step in and make some recommendations. And hopefully we will see that in the 2023 Farm Bill, maybe an increase there in the maximum THC capacity. But overall, when we look at hemp, when we were supporting this bill, even though we have policy on it, we know that it would kind of throw us out of compliance with the federal program and put some of our farmers at risk. But we do appreciate Delegate Tony Wilt being willing to be a champion for our members, and really appreciate his support.
Absolutely. Zach, Sunday's a big day because the budget's going to be released, and so next week for week 5 we'll be talking about budget amendments and where the budget stands, so be sure to tune in with us next week to hear all about that. Thanks.